What's up, YouTube? Tim is here. Now, here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films that and shows that are premiering this week, whether it be theaters, streaming, etc. Alright. Now, the big one we have out this week is, of course, the highly anticipated DC film Blue Beetle, which, by the way, holy cow, the reviews for this thing is excellent. As of right now, the last I checked, it had like a 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Literally the highest rated of this DCU. Who knows if that's actually going to help it with the box office? But hey, good reviews. It usually like movies that get good normally do fairly good, better in the box office, but not all the time. So I mean, the Flash got some pretty good reviews, but yet again, Blue Beetle does not have someone who was didn't have a star who committed a crime or anything. So there's that. But I'm so excited for Blue Beetle. You know, you got the kid from Cobra Kai is in this. Zalon Hernandez, I think his name is. You got George Lopez. You got Sue Sarandon. Got some interesting cast members. So I am hoping this is good. Seeing it tomorrow. So fingers crossed I'll enjoy it. But this it's on to a really good start here. All right, another big one we got this week is, of course, Strays. I'm also seeing this tomorrow, so pretty much I'm going to be seeing Blue Beetle and Strays. All right, now here's what Strays is about. Abandoned on the main streets by his low-life owner Doug, a naive but lovable dog named Reggie falls in love with a fast-talking, foul-mouthed Boston Terrier and his gang of strays. Determined to seek revenge, Reggie and his new canine pals embark on an epic adventure to get him home and make Doug pay for his dirty deeds by pretty much, let's see how I could put it this way, by biting off his Johnson. And you, of course, got the voices of Will Ferrell, you got Jamie Foxx, you got Will Forte in this, Randall Park, Isaac Fisher. Talk about great cast in this. You know, it is, of course, an R-rated, raunchy, talking dog movie, so that piques my interest. I've been digging these trailers. So far, 2023 has been a great year for comedies. You know, we just had Joyride, No Hard Feelings. That new movie Bottoms looks terrific. So could we be coming back in a return of the R-rated comedy genre? Who knows? To be honest, I don't think this is going to do really well in the box office. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm thinking it's going to flop. Because, I mean, I'm barely seeing people even talking about this. I bought my tickets and there's pretty much half empty. So, yeah, that says something. But hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. All right. Also out, we got actually not one but two Tiffany Haddish movies coming out this week. So next week for Tiffany Haddish. Of course, we got a movie called Back on the Shore about Merlin who moved to Las Vegas in hopes of becoming a famous magician, but gets waylaid by his natural gifts and a place with the black male strippers called the Chocolate Chips. It features the likes of Wesley Snipes, Faison Love, J.B. Smoove, Tiffany Haddish, Bill Bellamy, Piper Curda, Colleen Kemp, Gary Owen, and Kevin Hart. Got some good cast members in that. I mean, I am getting a bit of like a Magic Mike vibe here. Probably Magic Mike or that was that chocolate like Black Stripper movie that got released a couple years ago. Chocolate City, I think it was called. Definitely getting a bit of that vibe. But that aside, the trails for this has looked terrible. Got some good cast members coming. You got Wesley Snipes, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish. Talk about a good cast. But the trailers have not really done anything to really win me over. It does not look all that hilarious. I mean, I'm hoping I'm wrong because I like this cast, but we'll see. Now, another Tiffany Haddish movie out this week, we got something called Landscape with Invisible Hands. Directed by Deborah Bridge and Bad Education director Corey Finley, starring the likes of Asante Black, Kylie Rogers, the aforementioned Haddish, William Jackson Harper, Josh Hamilton, and Michael Gandolfini. The film takes place in a near future which an alien species known as the Vuv has taken over Earth. Aspiring teenage artist and his girlfriend hatch a scheme to make money by broadcasting their dating life for the fascinating aliens in wake of Vuv's labor-saving technology. but the two teens slowly comes to hate each other and can break up without bankrupting their families. And the trailers for this have looked really decent. I mean, for one, it is from the director of Thoroughbreds and Bad Education, two really terrific films. I like the sci-fi comedy aspects. This looks like it'd be really fun to check out. So hopefully, it could be really decent. All right, now a couple of stuff we got on streaming. On Netflix, we got The Monkey King, which features the voices of Jimmy O Yang, Bowen Yang, Joey Ko, Stephanie Su, B.D. Wong, and Ron Yu. Here's what it's about. It's also produced by Stephen Chow, who I have not seen him in anything for a while. Of course, Stephen Chow is the guy best known for Shaolin Soccer, Kung Fu Hustle. Whatever happened to Stephen Chow? I always thought he could easily have been the next Bruce Lee, but he kind of disappeared. It's a shame because he's a really good martial arts actor. Like, if you guys never really seen Kung Fu Hustle or even Shaolin Soccer, give them a go. Like, Kung Fu Hustle made one of my favorite Kung Fu movies in the past number of years. But anyway, the film is an anime comedy featuring the Tyler Trickster, played by Jimmy O Yang, who battles the Dragon King, voiced by Bone Yang. So we got a couple of Yangs in this. The trailers for this half look really decent. Definitely getting a bit of a Kung Fu Panda vibe. I like the voice talents involved. I'm on this something that could be really interesting. Right, on Hulu, we got Miguel Wants to Fight. In a neighborhood where fighting is stitched into fabric everyday life, Miguel has never found himself in one. However, when a combination of events turns his life upside down, Miguel and his friends enter into a series of misadventures. And the trailer for this half looked really fun. I mean, I am getting a bit of like a. To me, the trailer looks like Cobra Kai meets On My Block, getting a bit of like On My Block vibes, getting a bit of a Cobra Kai vibe. Not because the lead character's name Miguel, but yeah, definitely getting a bit of Cobra Kai vibe there. It looks like it'd be really fun to check out, so it'd be cool. All right, also out on our freebie, we got Puppy Love. After the disastrous first date, wild child Nicole, played by Lucy Hale, and socially exogenous Max, played by Grant Gustin from The Flash fame, vow to lose each other's numbers but until they learn that their dogs find a love match, and now puppies are on their way. The hilarious mismatch Nicole and Max, forced to become responsible co-parents, but may end up finding love themselves. Now, I really do hope Grant Gustin does not continue. I like Grant Gustin, on his days as a Flash. I am hoping he does not continue getting stuck in these like Hallmark based stuff. So like, what's his name, Mino South from Aladdin fames, like he did that. That recent film that recent Christmas movie that premiered on Freevee. Although the trailer to that actually look cute, I'm just hoping Grant Gustin's career they do more with Grant Gustin's career, because the guy's way too much of a talent. He did this. He also did another dog movie last year. Forgot the name of it, but yeah, I'm really hoping Grant Gustin's career does not get stuck into these type of roles, but we'll see. All right. Also out on Shudder, we got a horror movie called Bad Things. A group of friends go on a hotel weekend getaway and soon discovers that women do bad things here. It stars Kaylee Kale Rannick, who you might remember from Glow fame, Annabelle Dexter Jones, Harry Neff, who was just in Barbie, and 80s icon Molly Ringwald. It's always nice to see Molly Ringwald pop up and stuff. And the trailers for this have to look creepy. I mean, it's literally a movie about crazy women. So one more key act from there. It looks like we really intriguing to check out. So hopefully it can be good. All right. Now also out this week, we also got the re-release of Park Chan Wook's film Oh Boy. The film was released in 2003, and it was a South Korea neo-noir action thriller. It is loosely based an adaptation of a Japanese manga of the same name. And I mean, the original Boy, of course, they did remake it with Josh Brolin and Sam Jackson. The remake is not so bad in my opinion. Of course, that was directed by Spike Lee, if I'm not mistaken. But the original is really good. It is such a bloody, violent, bloodshed. Of course, a movie about revenge. Like, if you guys don't know much about the original Oh Boy, it follows the story of O.D. Dae-soo, who is in prison in a cell which resembles a hotel for 15 years. And without knowing the identity of his capture nor his capture's motives, he is, finally released, and he finds himself, like, still trapped in a web of conspiracy and violence in here. And the movie is completely have some cool action in it. It is bloody. I mean, I was gonna watch it this week, but there are some other movies I kind of do want to watch more. But so I might not really get a chance to actually watch this one in theaters. But hey, I could always watch it anytime. But anyway, on VOD we got something called Billion Dollar Heist, which is a documentary that tells the story of bank robbery that took place in 2016. During which a group of hackers managed to steal 81 million from the institution and came very close to nabbing the Tyler billion dollars. That does look really cool. I love a good heist story, so that could be interesting. We got something coming to VOD called Operation Napoleon, not to be confused with Ridley Scott's Napoleon. One of my favorite Napoleon will always be Napoleon Dynamite. Come on, but anyway, a frozen conspiracy. A lawyer is sucked into an international conspiracy after being accused of a murder she didn't commit. And her only chance of survival lies in uncovering the secret of an old German World War II airplane discovered on Iceland's largest glacier. And that looks like it'd be really intriguing. Who does not love a good conspiracy-based thriller? So this could be intriguing. All right, we also got something called Kill Shot. Coming to VOD, poisoning as hunters, a group of terrorists are in search of 100 million that was stolen and lost in a plane crash en route of Afghanistan, and that looks pretty terrible to be honest. Yeah, so yeah. All right, for you Babylon 5 fans on VOD and DVD, we got Babylon 5: The Road Home. John Sheridan unexpectedly, which is of course an animated film version, finds himself transported through multiple timelines and alternate realities. Along the way, he reunites with some familiar faces and discovers cosmic new revelations about the history, purpose, and meaning of the universe. It features the voices of the original actors such as Patricia Tallman, Peter Jurassic, Claudia Cushion, Bruce Buckner, and Phil Lamar. I don't remember watching the original Babylon 5. Like, it's not one of my favorite shows or anything. I mean, I felt like they always was trying to, uh, try to like, I guess you say, like pay homage to stuff like Star Trek, Stargate, and stuff like that. But it wasn't a bad series there. I mean, there has been talks about revival. I believe CW was in talks to do a revival, but that never came to fruition. So I guess it's the only like the closest thing we get to a new Babylon 5. But anyway, all right. Also out, we got a Korean movie called The Moon. South Korea's, which is a South Korea space survival drama film starring Seo Kyung Gung. The film follows the dramatic story of Korea's first crewed lunar exploration mission and isolation in space. And the trailer for this looks like to be really interesting. Check out. Looks really intense. So could be cool. All right, we also got a movie called The Engineer, which stars Emil Hirsch, a depiction based on the true story of the manhunt of Yahya Ayasha, aka The Engineer. And this looks terrible. What is it with Emil Hirsch doing these like home to base videos nonsense? I think this dude's a terrific actor. He was even good in his little part in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I always thought ever since maybe The Girl Next Door. Who remembers The Girl Next Door? I always thought he would have been like an A-list actor. You know, I always thought he could easily been, I don't know, the next Leo DiCaprio, maybe the next Brad Pitt or something. Um, I mean, he's had great roles and stuff like Into the Wild, Alpha Dog, the aforementioned Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But sadly, he's been, I don't know, getting into like these type of stuff, like this type of home to video nonsense, which is a shame because the dude's wasting his talent with these type of roles. But anyway, all right, we also got a film called Mud, about a transgender man who goes through an emotional roller coaster over a 24-hour period in New York City. I saw the preview for this. I kind of want to watch this. This looks terrific. Can't really find any place in the city that's showing it though. Weird. It's a movie that takes place in New York City and it's not being shown in New York City. That's a little weird. But anyway, um, but this does look really terrific. I mean, I don't know how many the actors involved in this, but this looks like an interesting indie. Check out. All right. Now we also got a couple of horror stuff premiering as well. We got this one I'm really fascinated with called Birth Rebirth. A more technician successfully reanimates the body of a little girl, but she must harvest biological materials from pregnant women to keep the child breathing. When the girl's mother, a nurse, discovers her baby is alive, the two enter a deal that forces them both down a dark path. It features AJ Lister, Marilyn Ireland, and Judy Reyes. This trailer looks really cool. I mean, it looks creepy, looks pretty bloody. I'm getting a bit of a Frankenstein or Rosemary's Baby vibe here, so I'm intrigued to check this one out. All right, we also got something called Dark Windows. A group of teenagers take a trip to an isolated summer house in countryside. What starts as a peaceful getaway turns into a horrific nightmare when a masked man begins terrorizing them in the most gruesome way. And it's a slasher movie, so I'm already intrigued. Looks pretty bloody, looks fun, so could be cool. Alright, we also got something called Haunting of Queen Mary. Mysterious and violent incident occurs during a family's 1938 cruise aboard the RMS Queen Mary. These events strangely connect to another family's fate on the same ocean liner in the present. It stars the likes of Alice Eve, who I've always liked Alice Eve, Joe Fry, Nell Hudson, Angus Wright, and Jim Potter. And it's directed by Gary Shore, who directed Dracula Untold, so that's a win right there. And the preview for this looks terrible. Looks pretty boring. I mean, you know, I guess you could say it looks like the recent movie just got The Last Voice They Mirrored, but I guess with a ghost, so another ghost ship, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not all interested in this. All right, what else we got here? All right, also out this week, we got the film Deadshot. Have nothing to do with DC though. When a border ambush goes wrong, a retired Irish paramilitary witnesses the fatal shooting of his pregnant wife by an SAS officer. After outwitting the SAS, now presumed dead, he escapes, taking his revenge to the dark streets of 1970s London. It features the likes of Colin Morgan, Amel Amin, Mark Strong, and Felicity Jones. And the trailer for this does not look good. I mean, I like Felicity Jones, but what is she doing? Like, what is that Oscar caliber actress doing something like this? I mean, what's Mark Strong doing something like this? Seriously? But yeah, the trailer didn't really do anything for me. All right, we also got a comedy called The Adults. Eric's plan to make a trip back home as as short as possible begins to unravel as he finds himself balancing the challenging relationship with his two sisters and his addiction to a local poker game. It stars the likes of Micah Cera and Sophia Lillis. And the trailer for this looks pretty charming. It looks interesting. I like Micah Cera, so could be interesting to check it out. All right, we also got a couple of foreign movies out this week. We got Simone, Woman of the Century, explores the life of Simone Veil, the famous French figure who survived the Holocaust and went on to become a leading politician, human rights campaigner, and feminist through a series of nine chronicle memories. And the show for this looks like could be really interesting to check out. So I don't know much about the true story of it, but it could be interesting. We also got Madeline Collins. In it, Judith flees a double life between Switzerland and France. On the one hand, there is Abdel, with whom she is raising a little girl with, and on the other hand is Melville, with whom she has two older boys. And the show for this looks pretty intense there. Looks charming. I don't know much about the actors involved, but this could be interesting to see. All right, now we also got a couple of TV stuff out this week. We got Solar Opposites season 4 returning, which of course they replaced Justin Roiland from Rick and Morty fame with Dan Stevens, so that's something. We also got The Chosen One coming to Netflix, which I don't really know much about. We got Depp versus Heard, which, okay, cool, I guess. This is about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, so that's they already did a documentary about that, but anyway. We got the Upshaw season 4 comes to Netflix with Mike Epps, which is not a bad little show there. We got My Dad the Bounty Hunter season 2 comes to Netflix, which I'd never really seen, to be honest with you. Tracy Morgan Taking It Too Far coming to Netflix, which is of course Tracy Morgan's stand-up comedy special. I like Tracy Morgan, like he does great stand-up work, so that could be interesting. We got Killing It season 2 coming to Peacock with Craig Robinson, which I love the first season, so I'm looking forward to see where they can take the second one too. We got a Korean Netflix series called Mask Girl, which actually looks really intriguing. Let me tell you what it's about. It's about an office worker who is insecure about her looks, becomes a mass international personality by night until a chain of ill-fated events overtakes her life. This is supposed to be like a black comedy thriller. It looks like it'd be really interesting to check out. Uh, so I mean, it looks pretty violent too. So that could be a train. And I really quite like the mask they're using. All right, and last but not least, we got Harlan Coben's Shelter, which is coming to Prime Video. Now, here's what. Now, this is actually based on a book of the same name, and let me pull up the plots about. The story follows trauma-filled high school junior Mikey Bolzer, who moves in with his aunt after his father is killed in a car accident. And this has like the supernatural elements. This has a kid who played Colin Kaepernick in that Netflix limited series, Colin Black and White. So nice to see him pop up and more stuff. This looks really creepy. Looks really intriguing. You also have some really interesting cast members like Constance Zimmer is supposed to be in this. Let me put some other cast members. Adrian Greensmith, Sage Leonard, DD Khan, of course, from Grease fame. So got some cool cast members involved in this. So it could be a treat to check out. Also on MGM Plus, we got something called the Winter King, which is actually supposed to be a UK series. Let me pull up what this tell you what the series is about. Yeah, I don't even have MGM Plus, but yeah, it's pretty much a story retelling the Arthurian legend. It takes place in post-Roman Dark Age Britain, a land where like the warlord Arthur has been banished and Merlin has like disappeared. Saxons are invading and child king sits unprotected his throne. So it's pretty much like a King Arthur story here. Who's in the series? If mostly features actors I don't really know much about. Ian D. Kadesker, who plays the role of King Arthur. Of course, he was in Agents of Shield, so he's probably the only one I know of in this. But yeah, that could be intriguing. I mean, we haven't really had an interesting King Arthur tale for quite some time. Like there was that terrible King Arthur movie we just had with Charlie Hunnam. The Kid Who Would Be King was pretty decent. That was pretty good, but it's been a while since we had a really decent King Arthur tale. But anyway, let me let you guys. Which of these films and shows are you interested in? Are you interested in Blue Beetle, Strays, the two Tiffany Hash movies I just mentioned, Birth Rebirth, Depp versus Heard? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Samuel signing off.